do it. Just do it.
In the city's vibrant, pulsating night, neon lights sound loud, masks conceal the truth, and whispers reveal secrets. Crystal balls spin mysteries, fortune tellers weave cosmic tales, and truth is tangled in electric threads. The masquerade unfolds, colors clash and neon hearts guide us through the crowded glow. Fireworks explode in our minds, hidden codes wait to be found, and every flash reveals what's underneath. Memories haunt us, light bulbs flicker and shadows linger. The curtain rises, lights ignite the scene, and the stage burns under fiery skies. The show must go on, we'll take the chaos and find our way through every stumble. No mask can hide the fire in our eyes. We're spinning stories under open skies, and when the music fades, we'll still be standing. Curtains draw open, lights ablaze, magic whispers through the night, as masks and dreams converge in spectacular display. Shadows dance, voices enthrall, crystal balls reveal secret signs, threads of fate entwined in tangled lines. The reactor twist unknown, on a stage of stars where dreams unfold. The show must shine bright through chaos and strife, every spark a tale to tell, a symphony of rebellion. Drums beat like hearts of fire, scripts burn with raw desire. Books of untold stories, pages turning brave and bold. Spotlight calls never fade, through leaps of faith and masquerades. We've seen a gamble, each step a leap, dreams awaken where we sleep. Lights dim but hearts ignite, curtains rise to greet the night. Stumble, trip, but never fall, the show goes on, we give it all. Raise the roof, shout aloud, through darkness we face the crowd. Broken strings, fading glow, the show must go on, we know. Sweat and tears behind the scenes, dreams collide. We paint the stage with every scar, each misstep makes us who we are. Script is torn, lines blurred, but every voice will still be heard. No rewind, no second take, we build the magic we won't break. Applause fades, but hearts soar, we'll leave them begging for more. Through every storm, every dawn, the show must go on and on.
Well, I'm deaf. Okay.
Greetings from North Carolina. Oh my God.
Right? Yeah. Thanks, Chance.
Whoa.
And I'm already frozen.
I got you.
Who had immediately?
Good job, Palms.
That curled my milk. I hope I can still make babies.
Oh, gross.
Are
Okay.
you plan on doing that?
Chance, I love the primal scream, by the way. That was epic. Oh, and Sarah, I love the new Metallica-esque intro song, by the way. Very, very good.
Thanks. Yeah, I was messing around with making new things and experimenting, and then I made that because, of course.
And Universal, for the record, that was all fair use, okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's also not copyrighted at all. So
You can use something like that for a Tug stream when he does the remakes, and just use the first part you did with the monsters and then the remade versions at the end.
Sure,
Yeah,
we can
that's
work on
true.
that. It'd be great. We got skills between us all. We can do these things. And Pons is definitely frozen, so right on. Good to see you, RC. Indy, it's good to see you.
Yeah,
Esmeralda,
he's frozen.
Easy, good to
That
drop
didn't
by.
last long.
Good to feel that.
Esmeralda,
Marky?
Michaels, Indy, good to see you all. Lance is here somewhere. Good to see you. Easy digging.
And-
Welcome to the party.
And I just want to real quick say,
Snark.
Snarky, I hope you're feeling better. Thanks for covering for me on Thursday. That was epic of you, because co-host is perfect. Good.
Epic.
Okay, that was weird. Sorry. Anyways, and Zoff is
Sadly,
here.
I checked the records and nobody had 5 minutes. We'll have to all put in new guesses when he comes back on.
Thank you
You
for
know,
asking us your plates. I'll
Everybody
keep it
picked number 15, Ponce. We started to have faith in you.
in a minute, I'll go out and come in again, but I don't want to go crazy with the jump out, jump in. So
Oh, go crazy with it. We like to see you moving around and looking like you're alive.
Yeah,
okay, I'll be right
crazy.
back.
Okay. Good. Now
Thanks,
he's good.
Esmeralda.
Oh,
Appreciate you, Esmeralda.
all right. Esmeralda says, there you go. And,
That's
yeah,
a great show
great.
today. We're here to talk about
Thank
the
you,
great Val
Esmeralda.
Kilmer today.
Yeah. What about, what'd you say, Dan? Sorry.
I said this is going to be a good show. We're going to talk about Val Kilmer today. I'm looking
yes.
forward to it. I really liked him. He was in my top 10 favorite actors.
Oh, well, I don't think I'd say that, but okay.
Yeah, top 10. Yeah, really. I could go there.
I think you're the one that I've ever met who has said that, so that's pretty crazy.
There's Thrash. He's back.
He moves.
And now
He
I'm
moves,
over
guys.
here.
Look at him moving. Look at him moving. Isn't it cute? Ah, fun.
I knew a girl. Her name was Daisy. When she sang, the cat went crazy.
Ah, wow. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know
can
that.
make all kinds of jokes, but this isn't Thursday, so
Sarah's all kinds of confused.
I'm
What
always
else is there?
confused. I know. It's like
All right,
Sarah
all right, all
confused
right.
Clement. Remember that, okay?
So,
yes.
Okay, top
right.
10 favorite actors who didn't make a lot of
yeah, if I
Okay.
had to make a top 10 list, I don't think Val Kilmer would be on it, but I do love him as an actor. I think he's really good.
He
Wow.
wouldn't be on my top 10 horror movie actors list because he wasn't really a horror movie actor.
You
That
can't
would be
think of
the
a single horror
That would
movie.
be
he's
the only
in.
list relevant to me, probably.
The Island of Dr. Moreau remake is the
That's
only
true.
horror movie I can
It
think of
counts.
him in.
He
Was
does
that
a great
really
Marlon
horror?
Brando impression in that movie.
But like
I'm
so many
gonna-
other horror movies, the real horror was the behind the scenes making of that movie. Rob Morrow, I guess, had a nervous breakdown. That's one of the reasons why he left Hollywood. Well, that and the fact that
Richard Stanley. Yeah.
what did I
Richard
say?
Stanley was the director. You said Rob Morrow.
Oh no, Rob Morrow was the actor. He was in Northern Exposure.
Oh, okay, that guy. Yeah. Yeah,
And-
Richard Stanley, like on the set, he wound up being so stressed out, he just took a bunch of acid, walked into the forest, and didn't come back for months. So they had to make the movie without him.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
No acid, guys. Just don't, okay? Skip it.
The Colonel Kurtz answer to filmmaking, you know.
Basically, yes.
The horror.
So,
Right.
I guess I'm going to start since I'm in the position of poll.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
gonna
the
be
pole
quick about
position's on
poll.
Chance's
I
screen.
guess we're all going
Won't
to go
you
around
take
and
me
talk
to
about Val Kilmer movie real
Galley
quick.
Town. Won't you
That
take
sounds
me
good.
to-
I'll start,
Sure.
and then we'll all go around real quick and talk about a Val
All right.
Kilmer movie. Not necessarily our favorite, just a Val Kilmer movie that comes to your mind quickly.
Got
And the
it.
one that comes to mind with me as I want to start this was the first one I ever saw. And you would think, the first one I ever saw in a theater was Top Gun. But that wasn't the first movie I ever saw he was in. Ironically, the first movie I ever saw he was in was Real Genius.
Yeah, moral
He
imperative.
played the brilliant guy
Great
with
movie.
quirks and problems, kind of the first, kind of a monk type character with quirkiness. And I really liked that movie. And then the second one I saw was Top Secret. And I saw them on cable before I ever saw Top Gun in a theater. And I did like Real Genius best of the three, probably. I wasn't a big Top Gun fan. I really wasn't.
So, like,
Well, Good.
when Top Gun came out, I was like a little kid, right? So I was a first grader, and I had just moved to Temecula, and we had seen the movie, and then our first grade class all went to Miramar to where they filmed it all, and we took a field trip there. I don't remember anything about it other than the fact that I got the Happy Meal for kids there, right? And it had a book in it instead of a toy because Muppet Babies gave me a book or whatever. It was stupid. I don't read. Anyways, but my point being is I was like a first grader when that came out. So yeah, I did see that one. I guess that was my first, but I don't really remember it too well these days.
There's so many great lines from Real Genius.
Oh wow, Top Gun is such a great movie for first graders.
Right? And now you know why I'm the way I am.
Well, as we were discussing only earlier today, I've been a World War II buff for as far back as I can remember. And I remember the way a friend of mine pitched it to me. He goes, Bob, you got to see this movie. It's a World War II movie if it was done as Police Squad. And I went, and I'm like, I've got to see this. I've got to see this. It didn't have Leslie Nielsen, but I took the hit. But I absolutely fell in love with that movie. I mean, and the funny thing is, if you've seen all those old war movies, the jokes suddenly become much funnier to you. Like the CD, he's in the prison cell and he's marking with the chalk, and I've been here almost 20 minutes, that type of thing. It's an amazingly funny movie. And again, whoever made it, definitely had seen a lot of those old World War II movies, and he was so amazing in it. His comedic timing was great. He could sing. He made a good romantic lead, even though it was a farce. It's just a great movie.
That's cool. What movie was that again?
Top Secret.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I've seen
what you were talking about when I interrupted you.
No, I was talking about
Top Gun.
Top Gun. What he was saying. Not Top Secret.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Top Secret. Oh no, what do you know what I'm talking about? Sorry.
Dan mentioned 3 different movies. He mentioned Top Gun, Top Secret, and Real Genius.
Yeah,
and of the 3, I got to agree with Dan. I love Real Genius. It's one of my favorite movies.
Real Genius was the best of the 3, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big. I don't know. I like some airplane movies, like Midway, maybe with airplane stuff and other stuff in it too. I'm just not necessarily movies all about the airplanes and being a pilot. Just like the other one where the guy walks in with the girl up, lift us up where we belong. We flew an airplane, what we freaking do,
Hey, Super Chat.
I do like Top Gun, but like I said, Real Genius is the one I quote the most, and probably the one I've seen the most.
Well, I think I got my love for volleyball from that movie, so.
I listen to the soundtrack a lot because my brother in the 80s, he had a flight simulator on his computer, on his IBM PC Junior. And we used to play that while listening to the Top Gun soundtrack. So I've heard the whole soundtrack like a million times.
Danger Zone.
Yeah. Gonna take a ride in.
I remember that song.
Yeah. Kenny Loggins.
Yeah, Kenny Loggins.
What's your first one you want to talk about?
Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are we taking turns? Okay.
We're just at a free for all. So, Chance, you take the wheel.
Well, of course, it's sad that he died on April Fool's Day. I don't like that. I want to start with that. I don't like that at all, but it is what it is. His first credited role, of course, was Top Secret that we talked about, that you guys have already mentioned. I thought that was a great parody up there with Airplane. Really good movie. I loved him in Tombstone, of course,
Oh, Tombstone. That's a good movie.
Be the Antichrist. Then again, you might be the Antichrist. When his woman's encouraging him to keep smoking cigarettes when it's killing him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was a good Batman. I really liked his Bruce Wayne in Batman Forever, 1994, with Nicole Kidman and Chris, what's his face, as Robin.
Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah, Chris O'Donnell.
It took me a second. I was thinking.
I just remember it was like boy crazy about him, and I was like, what? Why? Anyway, this was weird.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was a great actor. And on a personal note, 2 of my girlfriends have told me when I was younger, I look like him. I don't see it, but they're like, Yeah, Barbara and Samantha, they both said, "Oh, you and others too. You look like Val Kilmer." This is a long time ago. Our faces change as we age, but no, Val Kilmer. I thought he was just a phenomenal actor, beyond a character actor. The Doors, my God, he
was Jim Morrison. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Absolutely. I had a chance to meet him a couple of years ago. He was in Atlanta at a convention. Me and my friend Jeff Logan showed up on Sunday, the last day of the show, and he just left. Like this was like maybe 3-4 years ago. And he was really sick. Of course, he couldn't speak. It was a miracle he got a line out in the Top Gun sequel. What's it called?
I think it's just Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah. Maverick. Yeah, Maverick. That's it, Maverick.
That was heartbreaking. And especially now that he's gone and he's passed, I imagine watching it again would be even harder.
He was at Atlanta Comic Convention here in downtown Atlanta a few years ago. Like I just said, that's what it was. It's like a big corporate convention, and they had a nice banner thing at his little table, but he'd already left. I wanted to get his autograph, didn't get it, but God rest his soul. I thought he was a great actor. And that's all I got to say this round about Val Kilmer, just except for rest in peace.
You know, when it comes to Val Kilmer, no, I have to admit, when he passed away, I was all sad, and I decided that we should do a little show that we're doing today and actually talk about him and remember Val, and that's kind of a respectful thing to do, right? And I went clicking on the Google machine, looking up these movies to talk about, and I'm looking it over, and I'm just in awe that there's so many Val Kilmer movies, and there's quite a few. Sadly, I have not seen or wasn't even aware was ever made. I don't know how I missed them. And now I'm going to have to go back and watch some Val Kilmer movies. So I'm only limited to talking about the incredible amount of ones I did see. Take note, I thought I'd seen all his movies, and I've seen 25%. And his repertoire of movies is practically endless.
Right.
Got that right.
Man, I don't even list his TV credits. I don't know what they would be. We'll leave that to Chance. He can probably tell us if he's ever been on a TV show or something. But I guess my next pick for the Val Kilmer movies, if we're talking one-on-one, would be his incredibly cool movie called Ghost in the Darkness.
Yeah. Hooray.
This movie is one I just really love.
Savo lions.
And it's based on this true story about these killer lions. And sometimes real life monsters can be scarier than the horror movie monsters, because no matter how bad the horror movie is, the likelihood that Frankenstein or the Wolfman is going to come get you are very small and remote. But the chances of being eaten by a big ass cat, they go up pretty high, especially if you live in Africa or in the Rocky Mountains where they got the cougars that jump down on the back of your neck.
Or Florida.
Yeah, and if you actually watch, or if you actually research that story, the movie
scary, especially if you're younger.
The movie toned it down. It's not as scary as it actually was in real life. Like, it was way worse than they performed.
That lion dragging that guy off and sitting there
it's
chewing
terrifying.
Him screaming, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It's pretty bad right there, buddy.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, I love it. And Michael Douglas as Remington, like, he's playing it so over the top, but it works for me. I like it. I don't know why. I feel like I shouldn't. Like, I feel guilty for liking him, Michael Douglas, in this movie, because he's doing such a over the top acting job. Like, I don't know. But it's a great movie.
Let me ask you this. Did you read the Ghost in the Darkness book?
After I saw the movie, yes.
Really?
You realize you played it over the top because the character in the book was actually over the top.
Yeah. Yeah, he's playing it like the story.
Playing it true.
But Remington was a character in real life. Yeah.
The amazing thing about the story is, and I guess this is legit, the lions did not act like traditional lions. First of all, males don't pack like that. They go rogue. Their male lions are amazingly solitude-esque, I guess you'd say. So the fact that two of them would team up, and male lions, they're not trophy killers.
Yeah, they kill something for sport. Yeah. Yeah,
they kill, they eat, they move on. But these things kept trophies. It's almost like they weren't real lions, but like demons in lion form. It's got a great undercurrent.
You sound like the natives. They were just some old lions that done got injured and sick and couldn't hunt big game. So they went for the easy humans. That's all it is to that.
I
But
like
they weren't
mine
like
better.
eating the bodies.
You got
They were
right no
big
devil into
serial
it.
killers.
Ain't no devil and demons up in it.
Could we not say that he's a triple threat because of the Doors movie? I mean, I would say that Val Kilmer could sing, he could dance, he could act. He was
Well,
a triple threat.
He sings in Top Secret.
Yeah.
Sure does.
It's a play off on those old Beach movies. So he does at least 3 numbers that I can think of.
Didn't he do his own vocals in the Doors movie? Or
He did.
something?
Yeah, he sang his own songs.
Absolutely.
And he sounded exactly like Jim Morrison.
And he could dance too.
Uncanny.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Okay,
much.
Sarah, it's your turn.
Oh yeah, we're taking turns or something. Okay.
No,
well, okay.
We're just
But
pitching.
anyways, the other one is Willow. Oh man, see, I love Willow. Okay, Val Kilmer and Willow is just my favorite role of his ever. I always remembered it. Those pants he had to wear were just, well, anyways, terrible. Then he dressed up like a woman. That was pretty funny. Anyways, I really liked him in Willow. Willow's one of my favorite movies because of him. I would have to say, yeah,
And what a great character name, Mad Mardigan.
yeah, perfect, awesome. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I like that
it's a
stuff.
great movie.
I actually like that character so much that when I played Dungeons and Dragons, my character was named Matt Mardigan.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know.
Confession time.
Go for it.
I did not like Willow.
I didn't either.
I did not like Willow. You didn't need a chance.
Sorry,
I didn't.
I mean,
You're
I watched it
entitled to
one
your-
time. I probably would like it these days, so I'm sorry, Sarah, but I need to watch it again.
Willow, no, it's okay. You don't have to like everything I do, Chance. This time, I'll let you get away with it. But next time,
All
I
right.
know
Everybody's
where you
entitled
live.
to their own
I will
opinion,
write
even
you a
people who
letter.
are
I
objectively
probably
wrong.
won't, but
Who was that?
I've always go ahead, Trent.
No, the Ewok was in it.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
He was-
But
oh
that
my
you-
god!
What it was
What's his
is-
name?
There's a
Warwick
fine
Davis.
line.
Right. Sorry.
There's a fine line between being between doing an homage and being derivative. And I felt Willow, it's like I kept waiting for like some fresh new idea or new spin, and it wasn't. It wasn't
Yeah.
there. And I felt like it was missing something. If it had like something it brought to the table, something that like wasn't stolen from something else, I would have been all over it. But again, it lacked something for me.
Sure
See,
did.
the thing is, what about Will I liked is I don't really like fantasy movies at all. And the fact that that's one that I just love and I could watch all day, every day, along with like, say, Star Trek 4, right? That says a lot about something I like, right? Because I don't really like fantasy movies. They're not that great. They're just so not believable. Like this was like gritty. It was more believable because, you know, the sizes are, you know, they match like real life. It was really easy for me to relate to as a kid. So, you know, and
I
as
did
an
like
adult,
it that
like,
it was a fantasy movie that was trying to like build its own mythos. A lot of like fantasy movies just lean on to, you know, Tolkien, and everything is set in the Tolkien universe, sort of, you know, like, and that gets annoying fast.
You know, it's like they put out these Val Kilmer movies, and they just kept them top secret because I missed so many of them. I didn't even know.
the top secret, huh?
I did see Thaw. I saw Thaw.
What?
Never
Thaw?
Thaw. THAW.
Thaw?
Never even heard of
Thaw.
Like
It's a
thaw
Val
out
Kilmer
ice, a block of ice.
Come on, guys.
Come on. I can hear you. Your accent's so thick, I can't understand what you're saying half the time.
There's a movie called Thaw, THAW. Some germs come out the ice and kill everybody. Val Kilmer's in it.
Interesting.
There's another one called Hardwired that I hadn't seen. The Double Identity that I hadn't seen.
it. Okay, well, I think it's Thrash's turn.
I'm gonna do one that maybe a lot of people don't realize because he had a comparatively small role, and I think it was actually initially uncredited. A early Tarantino project called True Romance.
He was Elvis. Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. He has a walk-on or a couple walk-ons as Elvis, and he was. I mean, there are a lot of Elvis impersonators in this world, but it was actually staggering. The voice, the mannerisms, everything. He did an amazing job to the point where I wish they had used him for an Elvis biopic.
Yeah, that could have worked. That movie has a lot of like actors doing really wild roles. Like you got Brad Pitt as the stoner who needs cleaning products, and then you've got Gary Oldman as the dreadlocked white dude who thinks he's not white. You know, such a great movie.
Christopher Walken as a concierge.
Oh yeah. I think that proves to me what I've always suspected about Quentin Tarantino is that he's a better writer than he is a director, because that movie was not directed by Quentin Tarantino.
No.
And it's better for it. It was directed by Tony Todd, I think. Or no, Tony Scott, not Tony Todd. That's Candy.
Tarantino held me as a baby when he worked at whatever a video store that was. So, you know, I've been blessed by greatness multiple
It was
times.
Suncoast Videos, yeah.
I love Suncoast.
Earlier in the other stream at the Unapologetic Geek and the simul streams. Yeah.
Not Tony Todd, Indy. Tony Scott. Ridley's
Tell the tale of Tony Todd. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
All right.
But yeah, I love True Romance. It's a great movie. Okay, is it my turn?
Sure, why not?
I want to talk about a little obscure one, although Superplex already brought it up, and that is The Salton Sea, where he plays basically a vigilante. He's just like a regular dude whose wife died, was killed by like a drug cartel or something. I don't really remember the details, but he winds up going undercover as like this meth dealing tattooed, full body tattoo guy, deep in the seedy underbelly. He's going after Vincent D'Onofrio, who plays a gangster called Pooh Bear, who doesn't have a nose because he did so much meth.
What?
It is such a wild movie, and it's so good, but it's also really depressing. But it's a really good movie, and I think Val Kilmer shows his range. Does it take
place in California?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's not too far from where I lived in Hemet, so you know. I've been there. It's not a stretch at all. Smells bad too. It's bearable.
But that was like right towards the end of when Val Kilmer was like an A-list actor, and right before he started descending into doing B, C, D movies, like in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I really stopped paying attention to him altogether, so that's too bad.
C movies you're speaking of are the ones I hadn't heard of, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. He did a lot because there was some Hollywood politics involved. I don't know all the details.
Always is.
But yeah. That's what I said, the Salton Sea. Did I not say that?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
That's what I said in California. Like, where I used to live in Hemet, like it's not too far. Like I should probably just take you all there someday on a field trip when I ever get the truck fixed before I move. Anyways, then you guys can see it for yourself, and I'll be like, and it smells bad. And then you guys will be like, that was a waste of my life. And I'm like, I know.
It also came out like around the same time as he did that movie where he plays John Holmes. Wonderland.
Yeah. I actually wanted to see that movie though. That was something I actually wanted to see. I have not seen that.
Anyway, that's it. Now it's your turn, Chance.
Oh boy. I don't know what else to say. I mean, that I've not already said about Val Kilmer. I'm just great talent. I'll say this. In the last stream, we were talking about a TV show called White Shadow.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was about a high school basketball team. I know that Thrash, Pondo Ponds, really perked up when I mentioned it. And I forgot to mention a tie-in. It has nothing to do with Val Kilmer, but I'll be quick and I'll pass it on to somebody else here.
Oh, RNG's doing well. Cool.
But there was a funny scene in Cable Guy that referenced White Shadow when they're playing basketball. And Cable Guy, played by Jim Carrey, says, hey, we're playing by prison rules. I see. And he goes, hey, why don't you pass it? I think Salami's open. And Salami is a character from White Shadow. And he was played by Timothy Van Patten, one of the Van Patten kids, one of the sons of Dick Van Patten from Eight is Enough, who played the dad, and the brother of Vincent Van Patten from the more recent poker shows. This has nothing to do with Val Kilmer, so I should just step off this. But I wanted to just with what we were talking about earlier and about the theme. I talked about the bass and the theme of the White Shadow. That's specifically the season 2 and season 3 version. So I know you said you were taking notes. Yeah, Tug, Eric, and if you were referencing my notes about the theme song, that's specifically about season 2 and 3. Season 1's kind of a nondescript jazzy theme. Anyway, I'm sorry, folks, that are tuned in just for Val Kilmer anecdotes. I digress completely. I just love that silly show, White Shadow. Good high school drama. Val
We
Kilmer.
love your digressions, man.
Well, Val Kilmer. I mean, I
Slowly
know
keep
what's
you around.
I said it earlier. I didn't say this on this stream. I've said this several times. It's probably the 8th time I've said this. I really like Val Kilmer in the movie version of The Saint, and Elizabeth Shue was in it. And he played a spy, multiple disguises. Awesome movie, underrated. You can't find it. I need to search for it for streaming. I haven't looked lately. I'm sure it's out there. Hopefully it is. But look up The Saint. It was based on a TV show that starred Roger Moore years before he was James Bond.
I have it on DVD somewhere.
Right. And I think it was 1973. In fact, I know when Roger Moore took over the role of James Bond from George Lazenby and, of course, the great Miss Moneypenny.
You got it. You got it.
Wait, I'm having a brain. My God.
Sean Connery. Come on.
Yeah.
Of Zardoz fame. Of
Right. Right. So
Mrs. Moneypenny.
there you go. That's awesome. I don't know what else to say. I just thought he was great talent, and I thought he was a good Batman. I agree with everyone in chat that's talking about Batman Forever. Mr. Gutfeld watching in New York State commented on that. Yeah. So
You got me, Chad. You picked my movie, my next one I was going to talk about.
Yeah,
Batman
if nobody else brought it up, I was going to bring up The
Hold
Saint
on.
because when I told my wife that we were going to talk about Val Kilmer, she said, you have to talk about The Saint because I think it's her favorite Val
Oh,
Kilmer.
good.
Yeah.
I'm not alone. I feel like I'm a
You're not
lone
alone.
ranger about The Saint. You mean
I
Wait,
love the
Dan-
Saint. I
Dane?
loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah,
Okay, because I
good.
mentioned it on Tug's stream, our simul stream that we simul stream from Tug's. He was the main hub of that. But okay,
Well,
so you're
then I
gonna,
was disappointed they wasn't but one movie, and I thought
Yeah, there should have been more.
a bunch of Saint movies because I loved to watch that when I was a kid. I watched Roger Moore be the Saint.
I remember in 1997 when that came out. One of my ex-girlfriends, Barbara, we dated for like a year, and she calls me up. She goes, "I just saw The Saint." She goes, "I couldn't help but think of you." And she was all excited because that was the year of the 1997 Star Wars special editions. And she and I we were big into Star Wars. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, The Saint, I thought was a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, folks, younger folks or older folks, any folks that haven't seen it, you should check it out. I haven't seen it since then, like since 97, maybe 2000 was the last time I saw it. My memory.
I think I saw that movie, but I can't remember anything about it. But it sounds like it's something I saw because if it's based on the TV show, then yeah, I probably saw it.
Spy flick, and Roger Moore, like I
Yeah.
already said, this was the star of the TV show. It was in black and white, but yeah, the movie's good. It's good espionage.
After him.
He's got all those disguises,
Yeah.
different teeth, and it's just
Yeah.
it's in the vein of James Bond espionage. Enough
I
said.
like
I'm
the,
pretty
I like
sure
the
I
Mission
saw it
Impossible
then.
movies for what they are, but in terms of like
Thank
the
you,
original
Tracy.
TV show, I feel like The Saint feels more like the original Mission Impossible than the actual Mission Impossible movies.
Good point. I can
Yeah.
see that. Yeah,
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, sir.
I'm done.
No,
Okay.
nobody's interrupted me, but
Whatever.
I
Dan.
missed it if somebody did.
Like I said, I was all ready to throw the Saint out there, but Chance
Well,
stole
I
my-
know we kind
stole
of
my-
talked.
my Saint Thunder. So
Yeah.
now I've got to go on to something else.
Well,
And I'm gonna
there's
go
only one
Well,
other movie I saw that I can think of off the top of my head. That I saw was Tombstone, and that was an interesting night. I was at a birthday party at Round Table Pizza, and everybody was drunk but the kids, right? And so they had Tombstone on, so I watched that, of course, because they were karaoke. And then I went to go karaoke, and then I learned you had to read to karaoke, so I don't karaoke either. But anyways, Tombstone, I love that movie. Sorry. Anyways, continue. Guys.
Really, you wasn't disappointed when it didn't have nothing to do with the pizza.
Actually, it was refreshing that it had nothing to do with the pizza.
Hey, Dan, I don't mean to jump on your toes, but I will say this. Don't you think Val Kilmer was kind of a Patrick Swayze type? They were kind of similar, but I think that Val Kilmer was better than Patrick Swayze in terms of range, in terms of talent. In
He was a
terms
better
of,
actor, yeah.
Patrick Swayze looked like a redneck with that. Well, that was part of the time. He had a mullet.
Kilmer a lot, you know.
Val Kilmer never had a mullet. Val
And I
Kilmer
don't-
never had a mullet.
I don't put him nowhere near the boat with Patrick Swayze.
You think Patrick Swayze is above Val Kilmer or
No,
below?
I never saw. I can't remember Val Kilmer ever going to Wong Fu in a movie.
His credit, right? That's to his credit. Along with General Zod. General Zod was one of those people in drag. In two.
Oh, right, Terrence Stamp. Yeah.
I didn't say it like that. I didn't say it like that. But like I said, okay, moving right along. You picked my movie the same, so I'm going to move along to a movie called Red Planet.
Oh yeah.
It's a little science fiction thing about Mars, and they go to Mars, and it's got the robot thing.
The robot, yeah.
I thought that was a good little movie. I enjoyed it a lot.
It came out the same year as Mission to Mars. It was one of those like dual movies, those twin movies. And I liked Red Planet better than Mission to Mars. And Mission to Mars is the one
but I don't think it did as better at the box office.
Yeah, Mission to Mars did better at the box office, but I think Red Planet was a better movie. Because Red Planet was more of just like it was just one dude on the surface of Mars fighting against a robot. I mean, come on, that's awesome.
Wow. I don't think I saw that one. But
I didn't. That's why I'm being strangely quiet.
Right, yeah, but
it's a fun movie. I do recommend.
That I would see, so it's weird that I haven't, or if I did, I didn't know what it was called, type thing, you know. So
I'm just all happy out of these 200 movies I had to choose, so I picked one that Tug actually saw.
Well, I mean, I was big into Martian stories back then. I was working on a little thing called Paradox, which is set in Mars. Yeah,
I've heard about that weird project of yours that obviously never did anything with.
I should have brought props, but I didn't.
Mine's not within arm's reach. It's nearby. Oh wait, no, there it is.
Did you autograph your own copy?
Mars. No, I did not autograph my own copy.
You liar. You know you did.
No autograph.
That's just the one that isn't, supposedly. But you know it is. Open every page. Show me.
Okay, I do have one question. So in your Mars colony, is it terraforming or biodomes?
It's a biodome. They use biodomes.
Because opinions divided, and I think biodomes would be so much easier than terraforming the entire planet. But they love to show Mars being terraformed. I'm like, okay, you know. But yeah, but biodomes.
Yeah, I did the research. I asked people. I talked to people in the know, and basically the idea of terraforming Mars isn't crazy. It just would take a lot longer than for the purposes of my book. So it was like they had domed cities, and then they were going to be working on terraforming in the future, and then stuff happened. You have to read the book.
Well,
if I had a copy, I would.
Right, yeah. What you need to do is record it in your voice, of course, so we can all just listen to it live. That'd be great.
People keep telling me to do an audiobook version of it, and one of these days I probably will.
Look, dude, I will totally just run a show where you read the book live. I've done it before. I'll do it again.
But then no one would buy it if he just went on our show.
Just give it away for free.
Well, wait a minute. You just don't read the end of it, so everybody has to go figure it out. Don't you know anything?
No.
Marketing.
Honestly, if this is what we're going to talk about, I will say that is my plan: is to make an audiobook version of it, do it chapter by chapter, let the first couple of chapters be free, and then the rest of the book would be on my Patreon. You know, like that's my plan.
Oh, well, so you could just give it to me for free the whole way. Because
out the bag, we don't.
Well, Thrash can hear the whole thing. He's on my Patreon.
Well, I'm just a channel member, so I don't like using Patreon. I can't stand the way it's set up. It's not user friendly at all.
No, it's not very user friendly. Yeah,
no, it's
true.
Retarded.
But it gives me more money than memberships do. I like channel memberships, but
well, you know what?
I'll never charge for that. I did on my other channel. I'm going to do away with it. But I'm sorry, I digress. I just think never mind.
No, that's fine.
No, please finish.
I'm going to stop.
We're already digressed.
I was going to say our tangent had a tangent,
and then a tangent some more.
If you want to keep talking about my book, I'd love to. It's my favorite.
Please don't. Is there a part for me in it?
Let's see. Yeah, I could find a
Really?
plate for you. Yeah.
Oh, hey, John Doe, how you doing, brother?
It's cute.
Okay, Ghost of Mars. I do like Ghost of Mars, but it's a terrible
Ghost of
movie.
Mars. I did see that one. That was pretty good.
That was a couple of years later. It was one of John Carpenter's last movies. It's not a
I
good
don't
movie, but I
remember
love it.
Val Kilmer being in that.
No, he's not in it. That's
Okay, good, because I was getting real confused.
Val Kilmer. Who's talking about Val Kilmer? Where did that come from?
What's a Val Kilmer?
Okay, so if we're gonna get back on track, I think it was Thrash's turn, I guess, or was it Sarah's turn? I don't remember.
No, I already saw the movies. I know.
Okay.
Well, one thing I'd more like to interject than do a movie pitch is I have to say, as we've discussed, his two earliest movies were Real Genius, which everyone loves, and Top Secret, which is again one of his most loved movies. And it's funny, I was reading an article the other day right after he died, and they were saying it seems tragic that he didn't stay in that comedic bent. I mean, I don't know what made him decide to do action and drama. And don't get me wrong, he was good at it. But I really think we lost what could have been like a real, true comic American genius if he decided to stay with comedy. And I'm probably not the only one, because the person around the article actually was going on about it. He's like, why didn't he? Because a lot of dramatic actors go back to comedy from time to time.
Yeah.
So why didn't he? And maybe it was maybe he didn't like doing comedy. I don't know. Did anyone ever hear him say like why he didn't go back to comedy?
I mean, I don't know. He was in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is like a comedy noir.
Right.
But he's more the straight man. He's not the one making the jokes. It's more Robert Downey Jr. who's making all the jokes, and he's just kind of the. Yeah.
So does anybody remember what came next? Because he made Real Genius, and he made Top Gun, and the other one, and then there was another movie come out, and you know what it was?
What?
It was this thing called Murders in the Rue Morgue that I've never seen.
Me neither.
I've never seen it either, but like that's Murders in the Rue Morgue. It's famous.
Murders in the Rue Morgue.
That's Agatha Christie, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never watched that thing. So I never read the title.
It's got a 5.7 on IMDb. Not that IMDb means anything.
Yeah, it does. Means everything. That's Chance. He's there. Oh, he's gone. Sorry, Chance.
And then his next movie, I never saw this. The Man Who Broke 1,000 Chains.
Hot Shots.
What the heck is that about?
That's another one I've never even heard of. Yeah.
Nope. Haven't heard of it.
And then he made Willow, and everybody knows what that is.
Yep.
Yeah, even I do. That's amazing.
And he followed that up with a political movie I've never heard of called Billy the Kid.
Yeah, he played Billy the Kid. Yeah, he played. Yeah.
Before Young Blood, Young
Guns.
Young
Before Young Guns.
Yeah. You know what?
Young something or other. Before
Val Kilmer is a much better actor than Emilio Estevez, but Emilio Estevez is a better Billy the Kid.
Okay,
Yeah.
Then he was on a roll with some hits because he did Kill Me Again. I saw that. He did that Doors movie everybody loved. And then he did that Thunderheart where they did that murder on that reservation.
I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
I saw that.
See that.
That was like he was an FBI agent on an Indian reservation, something or another.
Yep.
And then there was one called True Romance that was real good. But then after that, for some reason, he made The Real McCoy. And I never seen The Real McCoy. I don't know what that is with Kim Basinger.
Yeah, I see Kim Basinger on the cover of it. No idea.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know
But
what
that's
the
after that,
is.
he did The Tombstone and The Wings of Courage and Batman. And Heat was a real good movie. The Island of Dr. Monroe, The Ghost in the Darkness, The Saint. He was doing great. He was doing great. And then all of a sudden, Love at First Sight. Pollock.
What was that? Love at First Sight.
Love at First Sight.
It's like he went to this thing where up until he did Red Planet, he was doing some real. I didn't see him, so I can't call him crap. But when I read the descriptions of him, I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be as bad as sitting through the Prince of Egypt.
Yeah, I'm looking through his IMDb, and there's a lot of stuff.
A lot of movies, man. It's like, where do these movies come from? How come I've
Alternate
never heard of
dimensions,
them?
obviously.
I'm a movie guy like Chance and Tug. Why hadn't I heard of all these?
Did you know that Val Kilmer did an after-school special, an ABC after-school special?
Yes, he did.
Do you kids know what an ABC after-school special was, Sarah?
Yes, I was young enough for that.
Cool. It was a cautionary tale, about 49 minutes in length or so, without commercials. You had ones like Stoned, starring Scott Baio. Please Don't Hit Me, Mom, starring Patty Duke and Sean Astin. The first thing that he ever did, long before Lord of the Rings.
Wasn't that one with John Travolta in a plastic bubble or something?
That wasn't an after-school special, but that was a television movie. Yeah,
Thank you for playing. Mom. There it is.
My mom. But yeah, so he was very versatile, Val Kilmer. But it's not my turn, so that's all I do. I want.
It's fine.
He did an ABC after school special, so that's a feather in his cap, Val Kilmer. In my opinion.
I've never seen a movie you were talking about earlier called The Salton Sea, neither.
The Salton Sea is really good. I do highly recommend it.
And I think I started watching Wonderland, but then I started throwing up and turned it off. I'm not sure. I think it had a bad effect on me or something. I don't really remember.
Apparently, he was the voice of Kit in the short-lived remake of Knight Rider. In
every remake of Knight Rider has been awful.
Every single one's terrible.
Yeah, I'm like, just stop. But they won't, and they never do. It's crazy. Anyways, look, I'm gonna make this just perfectly clear. Look, if something's really good and you want to remake it, go ahead and make it really good again. You don't have to dumb it down and make it terrible. You don't have to at all.
I say don't. If it's great, don't remake it. Remake it if it's flawed and needs to be fixed.
Right.
Then
that's a little subjective, right? Because I think Searching 4 is awesome. Other people be like, no, we should totally fix that. I'm like,
I like to play Val had a sense of humor and he would get this, but if he was the voice of Knight Rider, what did it sound like? Trouble.
You know who the original voice of Kit was, don't you?
William Daniels.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
From St. Elsewhere.
Yep.
And Boy Meets World, of course. But I remember from St. Elsewhere. He was the curmudgeon-y doctor in St. Elsewhere. That's what always beat him.
You know what's funny about St. Elsewhere?
Too, yeah, like you said.
It's like I remembered it as a kid as just a boring thing, and I tried to watch it from start to finish. I got up until some pretty heavy topics in the second season, and I was like, I'm done with this. I'll skip to the end. And then I was like, I remember the end. I could not with that show.
George Clooney was in ER.
Was that the one with George Clooney?
No, that's ER.
That's ER.
I remember William Daniels from The Incredible Hulk, second movie ever from 1977. Death in the Family, played a crooked doctor poisoning this heiress. Anyway, somebody out there knows what I'm talking about.
He's still around, and I remember seeing him in a weird commercial or something in front of a movie. I went to the movie theater a couple weeks ago to see Captain America, and there was something with William Daniels.
Did you change your shirt?
He was just really old. Did I change my shirt?
He's pushing 100.
Yeah, he's really old.
Because the first time you were going to see it, you had a Captain America shirt on, so I just wanted to know if when you finally did.
No, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure you changed your shirt,
But Chance, I did. By the way, I liked it a lot more.
The funny thing about William Daniels, he's actually been in so much.
Yeah.
It's almost like you forget. It's like, oh my God, he was the father in The Graduate. Oh my God, he was the school principal in Ladybug. Oh my God, he was.
I like The Graduate.
Who doesn't?
Although I'm kind of sick of Scarborough Fair.
but people forget. William Daniels was the father in it.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah,
we got to talk about this. That One Too Many is the name of the ABC After School Special. That was the first thing that Val Kilmer ever filmed in production order. Filmed in 1983, and you know who else was in it? Michelle Pfeiffer.
Wow.
Michelle filmed in 83, so it would have been filmed after she did Grease 2, and certainly before Scarface in terms of production order. But that is on YouTube. You should look it up. One Too Many.
Oh,
Val
it's about drunk
Kilmer.
driving. I see.
Absolutely.
She actually started out as a TV actress. She was actually in the
Chips.
and I was
Sorry.
well, something else. She was actually in she had a recurring role in a very short-lived series. Where I was gonna, in fact, I will talk about it next week when we talk about TV adaptations of films. There was a short-lived Animal House TV show, and
Yes,
she
there was.
played
Delta House.
Bomb.
It was called Delta House.
Yeah,
Delta House.
I
and
remember
she played
that.
The
I
bombshell.
stayed away from that.
There was.
Well, it wasn't very
Correct.
good, but
And she is the best Catwoman,
Right?
but part of that's probably the costume design.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's Catwoman.
Eartha Kitt. I'm sorry, I will die on that hill.
Okay,
Eartha
Kitt.
Kitt.
You're
I'm
not.
sorry.
Yeah.
I love
I
her
have no
too,
idea what
but
the movie's
Did you
about.
see? Did you see her in that movie with that really tight suit on? That was awesome.
Which she's always wearing a
Right?
tight suit in the movies. Oh, she
Well,
believe it or not, the thing that really solidified my schoolboy crush on her when I was a kid, she was in a movie called Into the Night, which is sort of a Jeff Goldblum's in it, and it's sort of a modern noir comedy dramatic farce about a guy who with insomnia who ends up getting involved in some type of intrigue. And she's in it, and she's amazing. And speaking of Animal House, the guy who played D-Day plays her brother in a
Bruce
small role.
McGill.
Yes.
Tug
Great.
for the win.
There's not that many McGills in the world, so you know I have to know Bruce.
Any
McGill.
relation?
No, it's Mick. His Mick I'm a McGill. I'm
Oh.
I'm more related to the Canadian college.
That sounds like Pat talking about McCormick versus
Oh, my.
McCormick.
But no, I love Bruce McGill. He was also in the first and last episodes of Quantum Leap.
So then you
I
guys-
honestly did not know
Yeah,
Hey, have you ever
he
heard
played
of
the
a-
bartender in the last episode. He was
Have you
basically
ever heard of a Val Kilmer movie called Spartan? I'm looking at the cover where he's got this black leather jacket like the Fonz and a gun over his shoulder, and I'm thinking I've never heard of this. When I first heard the title Spartan, I was thinking
Thanks,
it
Tex.
involved some Roman-looking uniforms and some swords.
I feel like I've seen it, but I got to look into it. Well, hold on, I'm trying to pull it up.
There was a comic book called Spartan a long time ago about a vigilante, and I don't know if that's something to do with that.
If you got a
No.
picture,
Yeah, this is the one with
You got a picture or
William H
something?
Macy. Yeah.
you can pick
It's
it up.
it's a David Mamet movie. So like you either like it or you hate it.
Hence William H.
sound
Macy. William H.
disappointed.
Macy.
There's pretty much
did
in
a
every
lot of
David
David-
Mamet. Yeah.
Who here can put comments on the screen?
Me.
I can.
Indy had mentioned Lee Merriweather as Catwoman for the win
Mm,
in the Batman 1966 movie. One-time Catwoman.
that's true.
She was
And here
good.
she is here with her daughter. She signed this, and her daughter's did
Of course,
too.
he's got that ready.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Hold on, Chance. Let me make you big, okay? Just give me a second. I know.
But put Indy's
you go.
comment up if you can, hon. Indy's
gonna-
quotes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go back to it.
Lee Merriweather, you Philistines, he said.
There you go.
Yeah, that
That
one.
is so cool.
There
Both
you go.
her daughters signed this, and Lee herself, and I have another one of her as Catwoman. So that's all.
Okay.
That really struck a
Oh,
good
cool.
Listen,
nerve.
Chance, it's great to make you big again. It's always
Honestly, there's no wrong answer except for how they
fun.
But
Yeah, there is. There's always wrong
Esmeralda,
answer.
in Esmeralda, since she liked the movie Animal House, little fun fact: when I was in college, one of my professors went to UNH, and he went to college with the two guys who actually wrote Animal House.
Wow.
cool.
Fun fact. Yeah. Oh, hi, Mrs. Thrash.
Hi,
Mrs.
Mrs. Thrash.
Hi,
She had to
Mrs.
work tonight.
Brown.
She just got home a few minutes ago. She's exhausted, but everyone
When are we ever going to see her on camera? Is she shy?
totally off camera. Yeah, she has. She's not going to be on camera.
Okay.
She doesn't mind interjecting and like giving me nice gestures to to pass on to you folks, but she won't be on camera, I'm afraid.
It's probably because she knows that if she freezes, there will be a meme, and we can't have that.
She's a screaming Mimi, you could say.
Oh, I couldn't say that. I don't want to get
Yeah,
slapped.
right
I'm
on
getting,
camera,
I'm getting a look there.
Get her to
They
come
were
over
talking about
right
me
out
in
of
the sun,
camera
not
range
you.
and talk
About
to
me in
us.
the studio.
Hey, you should get her hey, Thrash, you
Yes.
should get her to come over just out of camera range and have her talk to the crowd just so we all know that she's not a figment of your imagination there, Norman.
I prefer the mystery.
The mystery. Speaking of Animal House, you know who was in that as well? Someone we talked about in the previous stream, Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Yes.
Another, what is that? 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, I guess.
Yeah,
I was
am
very,
not
very
a
good at that game.
fan of Kevin Bacon really at all. You know.
You know what
It's
my favorite? Hey, you know what my favorite
Okay.
Kevin Bacon moment in a movie is?
Friday the 13th, where he gets
Friday the 13th, where he gets the arrow through the neck. And I'm like, Kevin did
Right.
great.
Right.
Well,
where
I
his
think
head
we're all
to
in
the
agreement
mattress.
on that.
How'd you know that?
I love the when they were trying to get people to go back to New York after the whole Towers debacle. They were
Debacle?
doing paint the town red, white, and blue, and doing all those commercials, and it was right in the deli, the stage deli, right in the stage deli. Lady says, "Can I have the Ben Stiller?" And they go, "Well, yeah, sure." And Ben Stiller actually comes out. It's not the suit, it's actually Ben Stiller. And I meant to order a side of bacon, and Kevin Bacon comes out to join him. It was that's like the cutest thing I thought.
This is
The
the third
cutest
stream in
thing.
a row that
Wow.
I've talked about Kevin Bacon because on Saturday night I was talking about Stir of Echoes, which is a Kevin Bacon movie.
Yeah, it was.
Well, anyways, Kevin Bacon's not my favorite at all.
We were also
I don't
talking
know.
about.
He made that movie. He made that one movie called Tremors that was like the greatest movie ever made almost.
I've got a video on it on my channel.
Yeah.
Earlier,
If he'd ever done nothing else worth of crap, we got to at least give him that one.
Yeah, he never did nothing else better. But earlier we did a show about bad remakes, and I don't think I mentioned this on the air. Friday the 13th. You're talking about Kevin Bacon with the arrow. There was a 2009 remake. It was more like a what do you call it?
It was like a reboot. Yeah.
Reboot. It was terrible. It wasn't gory, wasn't scary, wasn't anything good about it.
The first 10 minutes were good. The rest of the movie was terrible.
There was one good thing about it. They had that guy from that Winchester guy from the Supernatural series in it.
Was he in it?
The one that played Sam.
Oh,
Winchester.
yeah. He was the main
He was
character.
running
Right.
around looking for his sister, and I thought he did a real good job in that movie. The rest of it kind of blowed, but I like his acting a lot.
We can talk about the horror remakes and stuff next time. Because I have a lot to say about those.
We've gotten way off target with Val Kilmer, but what else is there to say? He was the best.
Well,
being
we'll
Val
talk about
Kilmer.
Val Kilmer for an hour. If we want to talk about movies for the rest of the show, we could probably do that.
Sounds like a plan to me, guys.
This
Because why not?
He was ill for a long time, and
He was fighting
in his
for
twilight
many,
years.
many
You know what I
years.
mean? Like he could hardly
Yeah.
speak. At least he got his line in the Maverick movie.
Yeah, and that's because like he and Tom Cruise remained friends, and so like Tom Cruise made sure he got into that movie, which I think they did. They did really good for him. Like they honored him.
I
in a
couldn't
really good
remain
way.
friends with Tom Cruise. He's crazy.
That's
Well,
classic.
Careful, he'll sue you. Tom Cruise likes to sue people who says bad things about him.
Oh yeah, well, you know what? As a kid growing up in special ed, they're always like, "You could be like him when you grow up. He's in the movies. He can't read." I'm like, "No, no thanks. I'd rather be homeless on the streets. Thank you."
Hey, Thrash.
You like him at all.
Tom Cruise blocked the release of his first credited role in Endless Love from home video on DVD to this
Really?
day. The rumor is he paid to have it blocked. It's only been released on VHS like in the 80s and overseas on DVD. I have a DVD region-free player. I had to get it on DVD from England. And he only has a bit part, speaking part in shorts. He looks, it's not his best look. He's wearing these short shorts in a park. But I don't know if that's the reason, but that movie was never released on DVD in America. Anyway, and that's a Brooke Shields movie, and he was not the love interest. There was another guy, Hewitt. Anyway, enough said. But
My son just handed me this origami dinosaur. I just wanted to show it off because it's very cool.
Very cool.
Aw, wait, hold on. Let me make it
Very
big.
cool
Let me just
Wow.
make it big real quick here, because we all need to see that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I used to like make cranes and those things you blow up and you popped and
The
those
box.
things.
Yeah.
Everybody made the boxes. I mean,
They like
yeah.
Thank you for putting us in the fold.
it. He said thanks for keeping us in the fold.
how old's your son?
He's
How
16.
old-
He's 16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was like 8 or something.
Nah.
So, as far as Tom Cruise go, Did anyone else see Taps?
Yes.
So the drama set in the Boys Military Academy. I gotta tell you,
Long time ago.
the scene where he's doing curls with his shirt off gave me body dysmorphia when I was a child. I'm like, is that what men are supposed to look like? That's not going to happen here, folks. I'm sorry. That's not going to happen here.
I don't remember him being in this movie, but I just now seen on this list I got where he was in a movie, which is probably one of the biggest pieces of garbage ever made. A movie I totally hate, and the guy who stars in it I want to slap. And it's called MacGruber.
Oh God.
Okay, so
Well,
MacGruber,
he's in
right?
this movie.
Is that the one that's the spoof on MacGyver? Like that
Yeah,
one?
one of them Saturday Night Live
Okay,
movies.
that was pretty funny. I mean,
No, it wasn't. It was pretty messed up, really.
no, I mean I didn't see the movie, but I saw the skits on SNL for sure. They were pretty funny.
Anybody who's ever saw MacGruber knows when I say that movie sucks what I'm talking about.
Anytime you make a movie based on a recurring Saturday Night Live sketch, you're taking a hell of a chance. There have been some successes, most notably the Blues Brothers. But I mean, think of all the other ones that have sucked.
I'm actually
the rest.
I am currently working on a video for an SNL movie you've never heard of because it was never released. It's called Nothing Lasts Forever.
Well, probably saw it, except for we didn't. Awesome.
Nope, it was never. I mean, it was released in one theater for 2 weeks in like 1980.
Wow, The Room had more play.
Washington State.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued.
I did a whole research to find all the information I possibly could about this movie that I didn't even know existed until like a month ago.
Tell them who's in it. Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, Zach Galligan, Dan Aykroyd. It's got pretty much everybody. Imogen Coke is in it. It's
really horrible.
Wild.
Night Roxbury was terrible.
What was the name of the movie? If you don't mind me asking, if you're not going to give
Nothing Lasts Forever.
Oh, that's the name of the movie. I thought that was the name of your poster.
No, that's the name of the movie.
Now I'm with you.
No, his stuff lasts forever. It's quality. What do you mean? What?
Yeah.
He's got mad rewatchability over there. It's not like whatever the heck he's talking about, though.
Yes.
I'll tell you how to see it later because I can't.
Jellicoe was in Taps, and it's funny too because there's a scene in Taps where they're making fun of one of the least favorite episode of Star Trek on anybody's list. They're watching Spock's brain and they're making fun of it.
Brain, what is brain?
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite one ever. I mean, I just want to put my head in that hairdryer and get the knowledge for like 5 minutes. You trust me, right?
Can I finish? That's my impression. Never mind. All right.
Can I finish?
That's my Ross Perot impression. Anyone, if you know who Ross Perot is, you're old, like me. Can I finish in a debate with Bush and Clinton? Anyway, 1992. But about that Val Kilmer, the first thing he ever filmed, that after school special with Michelle Pfeiffer. You know who else was in that movie? Lance Guest as Tim.
Really?
Lance Guest. Do you know who he is? You may not think you do.
Yeah, Last Starfighter.
Last Starfighter star, and he was in Halloween 2 as well, and a lot of other stuff.
I liked him. I wish I could have seen him more in things.
He should have been a bigger star. Exactly.
Yeah, and I really liked that. Last Starfighter. That was just a great movie in general, and I really was surprised I didn't see him in just a bunch of stuff after that because he's just really good. I liked him.
And
he
Mayor
brought you into it.
Mayor Wingingham is in that. So it's coming soon to my channel, One Too Many with Val Kilmer on the Nostalgic Pod Blast YouTube channel.
All right.
Oh. All right.
If you hadn't seen it.
Wait, we've seen your channel. It's awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is this thing still on? It got quiet.
It did get quiet. We all just kind of stood up at the same time.
We are pondering the wisdom of what you've shared with us.
Yes, yes. There's so much
I didn't mention that, and I should have, but I mean that's a cool after school special.
No, and that's cool.
By the way, Val Kilmer was 65 when he died. Rest in peace. But to die on April 1st, I said at the top of the show, that's terrible. I don't know of any other notable people that died on April Fool's Day.
Well, see,
there are some,
I figured I'll probably die on that day falling in a hole. So,
you know who was born on April Fool's Day? Fictional character Jeannie from I Dear Jeannie. I dreamed of genies. Yep.
Awesome.
That was somewhere in my brain.
Yeah.
One thing I thought is poetic, and it happens more than you'd think, is when someone dies on their actual birthday.
Yeah.
Like, for
Yeah.
example,
No, I thought that birthday, death day. I thought the same thing, my friend. It's terrible, isn't it? And
Well,
That
that's
happened to
more-
somebody recently.
I think
My-
Mark Twain was one of those. I think.
Well, yeah, he died on the day of Haley's. He was born on the day of Haley's Comet, and he died on the day of Haley's Comet. So yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that was a Mark
And,
Twain.
you know, my
Yes.
my dad, he had his 70th birthday, and then like a couple of weeks later, he died. So it was close to it, but yeah, crazy.
Well, like, take sorry, I'm dying. Take Brian. It's not my birthday either. My favorite author, of course, is Brian Wilson. Aldous.
Really? I
He
never
was
heard
actually born on my birthday, August 18th.
that. Cool.
And what happened was his family took him out to dinner to celebrate his birthday the day before. And he was found passed on the next day. So his actual they say that he died the day before his birthday, but I always like kind of like the idea that maybe he made it to just past midnight, so he actually passed on his birthday. It made a nice little poetic ending there. And I think he would have liked it that way based on the limited amount I know about the actual man. But I mean, there's no
Right.
good day to die, facts. But I mean, if I had to pick a day, now I'd pick my birthday.
Today's a good day to die.
I'd pick my birthday, but maybe 40 or 50 years in the future. You know, not like my next birthday. I mean,
Hey, John.
I thought I
Johnny.
said
Oh, by the way, Johnny, I got your phone call the other day. Sorry I couldn't get back to you. I was at parent pickup. I will try to give you a call this week.
You're trying
You're
to pick up
picking up your
parents?
parents? What?
Doing that. Yeah.
Trying to make them more parents, if you know what I mean. Hey, mother.
Mark Twain was not. He did not die on his birthday. I was mistaken.
That
He
was
was
the
born.
Haley's Comet thing. Yeah.
It was the
Yeah,
Hill's comment.
November 30th, 1835. Died April 20th, 1910, in Connecticut.
That's actually like in the opening chapter of 2063, the Arthur C. Clarke book. He talks about that because that was Haley's Comet. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
All right.
I just don't want to put anything out there that's wrong.
2063. Who here will make it to
I don't remember
2063?
what year it was, but I
Dude,
remember
I'm
sitting
gonna
out
make
there
it to tomorrow. I'm gonna start with that.
I
Sorry, Dan, what were you saying?
don't
Yeah.
remember what year it was when Haley's Comet come over, but I remember seeing it.
It was like
80,
80s.
90,
Yeah.
90,
I want to say
90 something or other.
83 or 84, something like that.
I thought it was like 90 something, 90-ish. No, 80
I was
something.
really-
I will look it up for you. I'll let you know.
Yes, yeah, because it's
Yeah,
gonna
it was
bug me now.
1997. Hey guys, because that's when the Heaven's Gate cult guy, Marshall Applewhite, had all these people commit suicide.
That was the Hale Bopp comment. That was
Yeah,
a
that's the
different
Hale
comment.
Bopp.
They loved Haley's Comet.
No,
No,
Haley's Comet was
two
86. I
different-
just looked it up.
Yeah.
I know it was
86.
86. You're right. It's every 75 years.
I knew it had to be in the.
What was the damn comet? You said it was Haley's what?
Hale Bopp. It was
Hale
the Hale
Bopp.
Bopp.
But it was a comet.
Hell,
right?
Bop.
All right.
Yeah.
Hell,
And-
Bop.
and-
I can shoot terrible. Showed all their
Yeah.
dead bodies.
And
God.
Michelle Nichols' brother was amongst the dead. So I
Wear
remember.
Nikes. Yeah.
Have you seen that Marshall Applewhite? The guy that got them to do that in Heaven's Gate cult. That guy is out of his mind, like wide eyes, crazy eyed MRFer.
He
If you look-
he chemically castrated himself. Why would you do that?
God, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
look, be good to those areas down there, please.
There's worse ways to do it, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, true.
Well, anyway, this is
Anyway,
taking a
we
turn.
talk about some of the crazy stuff right here on this here show, buddy. Let me tell you what.
You never know where the conversation will take you.
Right
Well,
And now I have
yeah.
Val
Val
Bop stuck in my head. Why did I do
Kilmer
that to myself?
We'll pick up the rest of this conversation on Thursday.
It's a secret no one knows.
Oh god.
Ooh,
What's the same thing Doc Tyson feels like every time he looks in a mirror?
Oh man.
Anyways, treat yourselves good downstairs as important as you treat the rest of you. Okay, there you go. We'll just leave it at that. Be good to yourselves, please. It's important. I thought it was a good idea to kill themselves because of a comment. Well, see,
Yeah,
there
it's
was a
not exactly
spaceship behind it.
a hot take to say they were crazy. Yeah, especially
But
Marshall.
there was a spaceship behind it. Did you guys see it?
Applewhite.
I totally
That guy
remember seeing it.
That guy was nuts.
Yeah. Jim Jones with the Kool-Aid cult, right? 1978.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
drink the Kool-Aid. You know, God.
Dude,
drink
I
Jim
had
Jones.
come from.
I had
He
a-
drank
Yeah,
the
Jim Jones.
Kool-Aid. They drank the Kool-Aid.
I had a
That's
friend
really
of the
biggest
family
mass
who was in the military
suicide
at
in
the time.
history, but I don't know
I-
how many of those people were actually willing.
Right,
Not
right.
any Kool-Aid
There's
sales
more-
plummeted that year. but-
True.
Well,
Absolutely.
see,
That wasn't like
okay.
Marshall. Good point. Thrash, Tug, because yeah.
I had a
Go
friend of the family who was in the Marines at the time, and he was one of the people that went over there, and he said he was never the same when he came back. He's just like, the children just messed with him so much. It was crazy.
Anyway, it wasn't Kool-Aid, it was Flavor Aid. Stop
Flavor Aid.
defaming.
Yeah,
Kool-Aid.
anyways, if it was Kool-Aid, he would have busted in and saved everyone. Okay?
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
No
that was
Kool-Aid.
Macho Man. I don't-
Well,
Yeah.
whatever. What's
You,
the
you
you're
know where
right,
the Kool-Aid
they were not- they
icon
got
came
poisoned.
from, by the way?
yeah, it was like arsenic, right? Yeah.
They were poisoned. They
Ooh,
weren't.
I got
It
poisoned
wasn't
by
like they
arsenic.
wanted to go to a higher power. They weren't like brainwashed or nothing.
And a lot of them, like if they didn't drink it, they were shot. So I mean,
Right, and then they tried to
Anyway,
kill everybody
anyway,
on the
you
why are we
plane.
talking about Jonestown?
I think you brought it up, didn't you?
Did I? I don't remember.
And I
Yeah.
blame somebody.
The
We
show
were
got
talking about
dark.
Comet, Haley's Comet. Then we talked
It was,
about.
I brought it. I'm thinking about Marshall Applewhite and the Heaven's Gate cult with the Nike shoes and
kinda
everything.
like-
Anytime a comet goes over, it's always a bad omen. So it done brought this show to the dark side.
It's looking
Like
pretty dark on your
after
screen,
the
Dan.
show, okay?
Classic video game. I love Kool-Aid too. Cherry Kool-Aid. Classic video game 45. Love Kool-Aid.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
by
love
the way-
Squeeze-Its. Do you guys remember Squeeze-Its?
I remember Squeeze-Its, yeah.
Oh yeah,
hey,
I
Dan,
was a
hey, Dan.
Squeeze-It junkie.
Mirror,
Still am.
mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
Chance? Wait, is it a trick question?
No, he looks at
Yeah.
the magic mirror because it's just his face. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Right,
oh,
right.
because he's in the dark.
I must say that was really obscure even for me. I'm sorry. And he was like, "What the bloody hell is Thrash talking about that?" You know?
I appreciate
Yeah,
your
it was awfully
reference to that
random.
movie from 1932 right there, buddy.
I gotta share this because we were talking about Kool-Aid. Ironically, does anybody know where
Tron, yeah, I
the
remember Tron.
Kool-Aid icon came from?
Great. Ah.
No idea.
No.
Well, Kool-Aid was, of course, bought out by Minute Maid, and they were trying to figure out a way of marketing it. This new product that they had acquired, and one of the execs made some for his children over the weekend, thinking they might say or do something that might actually give him some like insight into a marketing campaign. And he puts the picture down, and it's a hot summer day, and there's condensation on the glass pitcher, and just fooling around, this like preschool kid draws a face on the picture, and the guy goes, "That's it," and it's become the most recognizable icon in like beverage of all time, and it was just done by the little preschool school kid who was horsing around with a condensation. I don't know why I feel compelled to share that, but
That's
I
a
have.
great
Well,
anecdote.
that's a great story. I like
It
that.
works.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, it's very simple, and it would be something that a child would do just because. I mean, an adult would obviously put too much effort into it, like they did. They're like, I want the children to help. And,
And Thrash, I loved how Kool-Aid would go through a wall, you know, in the old commercials, just like the Schlitz malt liquor bull would go through the barn
Well, see-
doors. I thought that was cool.
So yeah,
There'd
you
be
know,
like
I think
there'd be like
nobody
drywall
cares.
in the Kool-Aid though. I mean, he had
Not
nothing
that
to top.
nobody cares. You can check out the Daddy Dan blog and see me review the Kool-Aid comic book.
I was just gonna bring that up. That was just like a couple days ago. That was really funny. I was like, "Well, that's terrible. Why am I looking
Oh,
at this?"
yeah.
Thanks, Dan.
Oh,
I think I wrote that. I don't know what I wrote. Anyways, moral of the story is Kool-Aid, everyone. Yummy or something. Did you guys ever? Have you guys ever heard of Coolicles?
Huh?
No.
Okay,
Never.
well, I was watching Food Network back in the day when it was like really popular, right? Don't do that. Okay, so anyways, one guy, I forget his name, whatever. Anyways, he's out on a motorcycle road trip with a bunch of people, right? And he goes to one of these places like the South somewhere, and they have pickles sitting in Kool-Aid, and then they sell them, right? I'm like, no thanks. Anyways, you Southern people got a problem. Don't do that. Ooh. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. Anyways, don't do that with Kool-Aid. I don't think that's a good thing for Kool-Aid. He's not happy. But anyways, just saying. Okay, I'll shut up now.
Hey, Cindy. Sorry.
Hey, Cindy.
It's
How's it going?
Yeah.
So,
y'all say hello to everybody in chat because I'm really am horrible. You know, I hadn't even turned that stuff on all show.
No doubt.
Greetings, chat.
Yeah, Dan's here, everybody. He just noticed that you guys were here too. Pretty cool.
And concentrating on all these movies and trying to keep up with Tug and Chance and Thrash is hard enough. I don't need to even look at the chat and get distracted.
Well, I'm running everything, so this.
I do good to even remember any of these movies half the time, and now that Val Kilmer making movies I've never even freaking heard of and can't even pronounce.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly scroll through the IMDb, see if there's anything we didn't mention.
Palo Alto?
Yeah, good idea.
I'm not sure.
His brother wants to know that Chat loves again.
Snowman that looks interesting. He's standing in the field of snow. Looks like he's got a gun.
Hi, Chance again.
Then he's got this one called The Super where he looks like Michael Harper on the cover.
Man, there's so many like direct to video crap.
Yeah.
He was in The Love Guru, everybody. Can't believe we didn't mention that.
Oh, you know what?
Him being in that piece of crap.
That's terrible. Oh.
I fast forwarded so much of that thing, I probably missed it if he was in it.
Look, I didn't even watch it. I have like
I tried
to.
I tried to, but good Lord.
There's nothing else on here I've seen except for he was the voice of God in The Prince of Egypt, apparently, but I don't even remember him being that. But
there you go.
I remember The Prince of Egypt being on TV, and I remember kids watching it, but I was eating brownies and I don't remember what happened.
Brownies are good like that.
Because you were in a chocolate coma.
Yeah.
High blood sugar, you know?
Yeah. Anyways,
whenever I eat brownies, I don't remember what happened, you know, most of the time.
All right. Well, are we going to call it a night now? Because I'd like to go eat.
Yeah, I keep yawning, and it's really annoying.
You're really running out of steam. Sorry there, people in the chat, but yeah.
Well, anyways, I just need to know what to do with this.
I just saw a Western I never heard of.
A
Tombstone?
Okay. 2012, Wyatt Earp's Revenge.
That just sounds so stupid.
I'm not
It really does.
man. Wyatt Earp's Revenge. Look it up. 2012. Val Kilmer.
Little Gracie.
All
right.
I want to say thanks for inviting me.
Yeah,
Sarah.
me too. Thanks for inviting me. Yeah,
guys, it was great having you on tonight. It really was.
It's always great having the boys on. It's great. One of these days we're going to have to get Tracy up here, and we're going to have to get on that Monkeys one so we can get Snarky up here because I really want to do that. That sounds great. I'm looking forward to learning about new things. We got the Val Kilmer list here. Awesome.
Val Kilmer, rest in peace is all I'm saying.
Yeah. And Val Kilmer, yeah. Thanks.
He'll
for
always
Willow.
be my Huckleberry. Yeah.
That's what Snarky said earlier. Yeah.
Really?
Never on Brokeback Mountain. I don't know what that means, but he was never on
Best advice I can give you for starting your podcast show is pick a guest that your viewers would find interesting and that you would find interesting to talk to.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get an interesting guest, but you have nothing to say to them. And yeah. So
right. Well, be prepared, right? Just don't have anybody on and just go, you use words. They're like, you told me to come here. So yeah, go prepared, guys. Do that. It's crazy.
Ambush them with them like gotcha questions that they don't expect. You know, like that time that they murdered their wife and got away with it. You can like confront them with the evidence you collected.
You too, 45. Thanks. Everybody, if you like classic video games, check out 45's channel there. It's awesome. He's got some great stuff. Check out VHS over there too. He's got some good stuff. Chance, he's looking for you to come over to his channel and hang out more.
Cool.
Yeah. So everybody, make sure you support everybody because that's the best way to grow and have fun on YouTube. And there you guys go. I'm gonna play us out. So bye.
Goodbye.
Night, guys, and I'll see you all next Sunday.
And remember, the disclaimer is not that there's anything wrong with that. Not there's anything wrong with that.
Click the button.
We were doing.
to show. With puns and Dan in a TV flow. Geeks for sure with tales to tell. Every Sunday is pretty swell. Good times here, you'll want some more. Remember days you can't ignore. Kids and family, friends so dear. Join us now, the crew is here. On the auditor, save the world with Sarah at their side. Oh girl, Sunday's fun with joy and cheer. Flip side, flip, flip, so revere. Groovy shows from days gone by. Epic moments never die. Internet was such a blast. Fun with friends, let's make it last. Time to laugh and time to chat. Geek out hard and that's a fact. Sarah here to add the spice. Memories that feel so nice. Love the auditor, save the world with Sarah at their side. Oh girl, Sunday's fun with joy and cheer. Flip side, flip, flip, so revere. Don't the other crash, save the world with Sarah at their side. Oh girl, Sunday's fun with joy and cheer. Flip side, flip, let's all revere. These shows from days gone by. Epic moments never die. Internet was such a blast. Fun with friends, let's make it last. Time to laugh and time to chat.